Well, packed up in a torrential rainstorm this morning at Chico Park in Louisiana. But I tell you what, there is nothing better than being on the road and all of a sudden the sun peeks out and you are on a smooth, well-paved back road. It's just damn beautiful.
Today's drive is a fairly easy drive across the Texas border near a little town called Jasper to a campground called Sandy Creek.
We're about a mile out of Sandy Creek. Stopped at the grocery store, got some supplies. Pretty excited about this park. I believe I'm going to try to get an extra night, and especially if I can get another lakefront lot. This one I think is going to be a really nice park.
Once arriving at the park, I decided to set up my full camp, complete with hammock, side tables. Since I was going to be here a few days, I wanted to make myself totally comfortable. Even got around to setting up my guitar playing station over in the pavilion, complete with guitar stand and amp.
Silver Creek's been awesome. I got a site that's backed right up to this lake. My good friend Mark has actually traveled all the way from Michigan. He just bought a camper and he trucked all the way here. He almost made it last night, but he's about 2 hours out, so he'll arrive this morning. We'll get to sharing some shenanigans tonight, but can't say enough about this campground. It's pretty damn nice. So from here, I'm gonna head up to a little campground called Netches, which is halfway to Dallas, and then we are gonna hit my buddy Mark's place. And he is an engineer of all engineers. He's got everything from fabrication tools. I mean, he's got it all: water jet cutters, plasma cutters, welders. This guy can fabricate anything. And after a month on the road, I found some little things that I'd like to do in preparation for the rest of the trip. One of them was I'm going to remove that front toolbox, and I'm gonna try to purchase me a electric e-bike in Dallas that should fit in that spot almost perfectly. Might add 20 pounds of tongue weight, but that's all right. So I'm going to move the trailer hitch hookup, wiring hookup, up a little bit. I had no choice but to hang it underneath the crossbar of the tow bar. Unfortunately, that's a little low. Sometimes it catches in a bad spot. I'm going to have Mark weld me up some type of Z-bracket, and we'll get that thing mounted a little higher. The third thing, I've got a whole pile of stuff headed to his house from Amazon. Is I bought a new converter just in case that's geared for lithium-ion batteries. I'm not sure that's the issue. My issue with my converter seems to be intermittent. Sometimes it works just fine. Sometimes I think it overheats and fails, and then you got a battery draw, which I have to figure out. But so far I've been good. Can't say enough about the Anchor Solux product. That thing is a workhorse, a godsend. Man, I would do a commercial for them in a heartbeat. Chevy's holding up great. I can't speak enough about her. Way more than expected. And so yeah, see you on down the road, kids.
next morning I had to run into town to run a few errands, one of them being laundry. And I actually inquired to a little bar too to see if I could possibly play there, but they didn't have an opening, so I scooted on back home and waited for my buddy Mark to arrive. Mark finally arrived. We played a little bit of guitar. Also, we did a little bit of fishing. Seems like there's a bass in every lake in America. And as always, I outfished him again. But I let him hold my catch. That night we had quite the thunderstorm. In fact, they had tornado warnings. We even had a couple trees drop in the campsite. That was enough for me to say, hey, let's pack this thing in. Everything was pretty much waterlogged anyways. So I decided to bug out. My buddy Mark decided to stay another day. And yeah, that was that.
Well, that's it, kids. We are packed up and ready to go. Silver Creek, with the exception of yesterday's weather, was just absolutely gorgeous. Come here again in a minute. Jasper, Texas. Cheers. Next stop is Netches Campground. It's a free campground. Don't know much about it. I think it's a first come first serve campground. No reservations required. That'll be the halfway point to my buddies, and it's only a 2-hour drive. We don't want to push the old gal. She's been good to me. Let's let her fucking breathe. We have reached the Netches Park. We are gonna find out what this Chevy's made of. We got a little dirt hill here. Looks to be fairly decent gravel. Fairly steep incline. We won't get a huge running start, but we'll make sure that she's got a little bit of momentum. We don't want to be spinning our tires. Yet another road to go down. Well, I got out on foot here to go ahead a bit, make sure I didn't get in a place where I couldn't turn around.
Eventually found a site in the middle of nowhere. I was the only one there. Beautiful. And I'm assuming that this view was the Netches Bluff.
So a quick stop over in Netches Bluff, basically just to sleep, wake up and go. Had a little sandwich for dinner and just made me a coffee, and that's about all the camping I really did at this place. It's a little rough getting in here, but we ain't out of the woods yet. But the Chevy can see daylight down there and paved road, so we're getting close.
Morning, I had about a 2.5-hour drive to my friend Mark's house where we were going to fabricate a new trailer wiring bracket. I was going to also install a pair of air shocks and also install a new converter in the camper and try to seek out an e-bike and possibly even build a custom e-bike rack for it. Once there, we didn't waste any time of getting right to work.
Lee, by the name of Larry Abear, and the first thing he did was have a brand new job shopper draw up a bracket and pitch some holes on it. And if those holes didn't come in 2D05, He fired them right then and there.
Mark did the fabricating, I did the installation. I guess we're both bracket men. Once I had the bracket installed and rewired, next on the agenda was the air shock installation. And with all old cars, there's always a problematic bolt, but nothing that a torch couldn't fix. Last on the list was the converter for the camper, and I wired that carefully, and it was successful. I end up leaving Mark's house and going up to see my friend Will Johnson that I used to work with at Gulfstream. While I was up visiting him, I secured a e-bike from a gentleman, and as I departed Will's house and headed back down south of Dallas where my buddy Mark's shop is, I called him and I said, "Man, Mark, I hate to ask you, but by chance can you fabricate a bike rack for me?" This dude fabricated this in 2 hours. Bam! That's how it's done, kids. Thank you, Mark.